If you're a local business, you definitely want to check out this video. Hey guys, I hope you're doing well, and I am so excited to share with you a new video today. Today we're going to look at how you can boost your local search rankings by making sure that you include the service areas that you serve in, so hence the name service areas. So what is a service area page? Well, a service area page is basically a page or pages that talk specifically about the certain areas that you serve in. So let's say that you are a local business here in the Fort Worth, or you're in Austin or California, wherever you're at, and you serve not just Austin, but you also serve, let's say, Liberty Hill, or you serve Taylor, or if you're down, or if you're up in, let's say Waco, but you also serve Killeen, and you serve West Texas, and you serve those areas. What you want to do is that you want to make sure that you are showing up for those searches when people are searching for your services. Now, remember, SEO is search engine optimization, but remember, I also call it everyone is searching everywhere online. And when they are, you want to make sure that you're showing up for what they're searching. And one of the best ways to do that, especially if you're a business that services multiple areas, doesn't matter if you have a physical location and you go to certain areas, or you can serve people in certain areas. You want to make sure that your service area pages will really help you out, making sure that it shows up in that area. And we're going to look at some examples of service area pages. And the questions that come up are, should we have duplicate content? What do we need to target? And how do we show that on the website? And so we're going to kind of look at a couple of those things, but just to kind of give you a brief overview of it, is that people again ask, and I talk about this, and I'll talk about this later when we're actually looking at the videos, or the websites, is should we have duplicate content, or should everything be unique? And the answer is yes. You should do a little bit of both. You want to make sure that you're talking about the most important things, but also making sure that you're also throwing in some things about that local service area. And we'll talk about that in the video. The other thing is like, well, what sort of keywords? You want to do kind of long tail keywords, which means that they're going to be more than just 1, 2, or 3 words. They're going to be a little bit longer than that. Technically, it's like, I believe, over 5 to 7 words is long tail keywords, but you want to make sure that you're kind of focusing on that. The third thing is that you want to make sure that you're doing some internal linking. So if you have digital marketing services, if you're a financial planner, if you're a nutrition coach, whatever it is that you are, you want to make sure that in those service pages, you're also linking back to that, and then also making sure that you have a link to those service area pages. And you can put that in the footer, you can put that in the header, or the nav bar, whatever you want to call it. You want to make sure that you're showing that, and I'll show you a couple of different examples of how some different companies do that in their website. But the main thing is that you want to make sure that local service area pages are fantastic for SEO, because they will allow customers who are searching for your services in their area to find you if you service that area. And you want to make sure that your headers, you want to make sure that your headings, you want to make sure that your tags, you want to make sure that all of that SEO is on point, and making sure that you're targeting that by doing a little bit of research and making sure that you're putting those words in there. You don't want to keyword stuff, right? You don't want to make it unnatural, but you want to make sure that you're putting that in there as well. So let's check out some of these videos, and then we'll come back afterwards. All right, so let's check out some interesting examples of local service area pages and what we can kind of pick up from that. Because remember, what we want to do is that we want to make sure that we're focusing on keywords, right? So we want to focus on the area that we're looking at. We also want to make sure that we're kind of looking at internal linking, making sure that where relevant, we have some internal linking. So even on your Google Business Profile, you want to put some internal linking, as we talked about, so that when you show up, you want to make sure that your meta tags, your title tags, different things on there are showing up for that specific area. And then the one thing that we also want to look at, which we're going to look at here, is kind of unique content, duplicate content, if you will. But let's kind of look at a couple of them, and I want to give you kind of a few examples of that. So let's look at this one right here. So this is called Dallas Plumbing, and let me actually go to the main page, and let me kind of show you. So kind of internal linking, kind of thinking about that. You see right up here in the nav bar, you have service area, and so that's one way to do it. And we'll look at another couple ways on how to do it, but they have it there, and obviously they're showing, hey, look, expert Dallas and Fort Worth Metro HVAC service and plumbing. So they're doing all of that. And what I want to show you right here is that you got service area. So right here, they're putting it right there on the nav bar. And so when you click on service area, that's going to take you to this page. So typically you're going to have like a service area page. So we'll call it a service areas page, right? So here you got Dallas Plumbing and Air Conditioning service areas. So this is showing you one, and they're also saying this, it's not limited to just Dallas, Texas. So they're saying, hey, you could go all around different areas of Texas and look at, they have all of these different areas right here. Arlington and Carrollton and Nevada. Wow, that's really far. No, Nevada, Texas, and Rowlett and Roanoke, all those sort of places in that DFW area. You can even, and this is actually really cool if you can do it, they have a enter your zip code, so you can actually enter your zip code and search for the area around there. So that's actually really cool. But it's not just about listing the service areas where you're going to be at. What's important is that, look, you hover over Arlington, you can see that it's actually a link. So let's click on Arlington. Right, and let's see what it brings up. So now you have the service area page, right? So you have your service areas page, which shows you all the different ones. And then you have the service area. And look at what they did right here. It says Dallas Plumbing and Air Conditioning. And what's cool is that it says the leaders in heating, plumbing, and AC services in Arlington, Texas. Not only does it say it down here, but look, it's just repeating what it says it up here. So that's most likely going to be their H1 tag. In other words, that's going to be their main tag. And so this is really cool. So look at what it says. It says, hey, look, I'm pointing to the screen with my finger like you guys can see it. But it says, proud to serve the residents of Arlington and its surrounding area. And it says that, it actually says that, it looks like, I don't know if they meant to do that. I don't think that they did. But it says the same thing here. So they probably didn't mean to do that, but that's all right. But look you'll see it says, proud to serve the residents of Arlington, Texas. Texas winters are cold. Yeah, they are. Well, you know when we have them, if you've ever been around here. But then this is also interesting too because they say this: your plumbing system will flow as smoothly as the golf balls at the Tierra Verde Golf Club, right? So they're throwing in a local landmark, right? They're saying. You can count on us for a stress-free and seamless installation, which will allow you to get back to enjoying your life and the fun events going on at AT&T Stadium. Unfortunately, probably not anything that has to do with the Cowboys, since they seem to do that to us a lot. No, but they're throwing in these local landmarks, and that's really good. Look at this. Even go down here, Six Flags Over Texas. So all of these different places that they're throwing throughout the area. That's really smart. So again, they're really adding in those keywords. Now, I bet you if we go back. If we go back and we look at another service area, I bet you they're going to have something pretty similar. So let's look at Grapevine. I love Grapevine. So let's check out Grapevine. Oh, okay. So it actually looks like, oh, interesting. So it looks like not all of these. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. So it looks like some of them do not actually go to a page. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Finding stuff out here live on the air. Not all of these are actually going to be service area pages. Interesting. Okay. Arlington is. Okay, so it looks like they're just doing. So I would assume probably what they're doing is that they're probably looking at the ones that kind of get the most traffic. Makes sense. Oh, interesting. They don't have Dallas. Oh, well, I guess it would be a service area, but that would be kind of just taking you to the front page. Let's see here. It doesn't look like a lot of them are. Interesting. Cool. There's got to be something. I bet you Fort Worth. Yep, Fort Worth. Okay, cool. So I would assume they're probably looking at ones that have quite a bit of traffic that are going to it. Okay, so here we are at Fort Worth. Perfect. Look at that. Same thing. Top quality heating, AC, and plumbing services. Fort Worth, Texas. The comfort of your home in Fort Worth, Texas depends heavily on that. Okay, so call us. There's nothing like being being cold and without heat. Okay, so they're actually changing it up quite a bit. So that's good. Okay. Let's see. Okay, see, one of the things that you'll notice that they're not doing, if you can kind of read this, is that they're not just keyword stuffing, right? So they're not saying if you need a new heating unit installed in your home in Fort Worth, Texas, you can trust Dallas Plumbing and Air Conditioning for the highest quality installations in Fort Worth, Texas. That's keyword stuffing. You want to talk how you would normally to a person, and they're doing that really well. They're not actually just throwing in Fort Worth. They're not just throwing in their keyword willy-nilly, if you will. So they're being really smart about it. Yeah, so here you go. Has a long track record. Oh, well, they misspelled track. Of serving many locations in Texas, including Fort Worth. That's really good. Oh, look at this. Our quality and efficient installation process will make your plumbing system as smooth as the tennis ball sailing at the air at the Southern Oaks Golf and Tennis Clubs. That's actually really smart, so that's really good. So they're actually just taking very similar content and they're just swapping out the name. So that's interesting. You don't really see that very often, but that's really cool. So that's really good that they're doing that. That's really cool because they're showing you that they're different areas. So that's a pretty cool example of showing you different service area pages. So kind of interesting. Let me show you another one. This one's called 20th Century Roofing, and they have contracting. So what they do is that they do it a little differently. So whereas Dallas put it in the service areas, they put it in their about section. So they put areas we serve, right? Doesn't matter. You can put areas we serve, local service areas, service areas we serve, whatever you want. You can put it, they kind of put it as a sub-menu. So that's really cool. So they actually did the same thing. So you got Vancouver, Longview, Ridgefield, Battleground, Long Beach, and Ocean Park. This is actually a place in Western Washington. So that's actually really cool. So learn more about our service areas. So interesting. So that takes you right back here. So let's look at Vancouver. I'm going to show you something in just a moment when this loads really quick. So when you go down to the footer, look at what they do. They put Vancouver, Washington, and surrounding areas. So they're putting that service areas also in their footer. And that's a good idea to also do that to make sure that you're kind of picking that up. Probably would be a little bit better if the service areas that they have on their actual website that actually have pages, it would be great if they linked it here. That way you could automatically go there. But other than that, it's really good. It's really good. So I know about this website. So they're kind of doing the same thing over and over. So they're doing a couple things. So they're putting a request to quote. They're putting some reviews, which is actually a really cool idea. If you can put reviews of somebody of businesses that you've helped in that area. So if you're in, we'll just use, Austin, Texas. So if you're a business in Round Rock, Texas, that also services those that are in Buda, Texas, and you've helped customers specifically in Buda or Taylor, and you have service area pages for that, or even in Houston, right? Doesn't matter, wherever your service area is, if you can serve there, if you can have somebody that is from that area give you a specific review and say, hey, they helped us in Houston, Texas, Buda, wherever, that goes a long way, not only on your Google business profile, but also then putting that on your website. Google will see that, and that really helps. So you'll see here that they put trusted roofing contractor in Vancouver, Washington. Now, what they do on the rest of their pages is that they just swap this out, and I think that they put something different, like maybe they put a couple words different on this page. But then down here, they also put it, hey, Vancouver, so they just swap out the name for it. So that's a good idea too. There's a lot of different ways that you can do it, and some people will say, hey, no, duplicate content doesn't work. You look at Walmart, you look at Target, you look at these places that have duplicate content, like they have service area pages as well. Maybe not like this, but they have, hey, you're looking for a pharmacy in Target or Walmart, and they have the different service areas, and you click on it, and it shows you what they have. Technically, right? That's duplicate content, right? And Google still ranks them up pretty high. So the question really comes down to, should we have duplicate content, and should we have unique content? And the answer is Yes. You want to have a good balance of both. And let me show you another company. This is actually a really cool web design agency in Columbus, Ohio. So under their services, they put service areas. So that's where they put their service areas. And what's cool is that, boom, they tell you right here at the very top, web design agency, Columbus, Ohio. Not only do they do that, but they then have their service areas. And so they say Columbus, Ohio, Dublin, Ohio, Grove City, Ohio, all the different places. So let's look at Dublin, Ohio. So when you go to Dublin, Ohio, they have this very similar. So they say, hey, we serve Dublin, Ohio, web design agency serving Dublin, Ohio. So they're showing you, hey, that we service this area. But this is also something interesting that they do. They all of them follow the same pattern: web design Dublin, web development Dublin, marketing consulting Dublin, SEO Dublin. So they're really kind of showing you all the different things that they do. And what they do is that in their sentences, they say, if your company is located in Dublin, Ohio, let's talk. Does your Dublin business need, so whatever area that they're serving, they kind of do the same thing. And so they're really kind of letting you know, okay, cool. All of these, look at this. Web design Dublin, I'm pretty sure that this is going to be an H2, right? All of these are going to be headings, H2, H3, right? But it doesn't matter which heading, they're headings, right? All of these are headings, and they all kind of link to each other. And look at it, it says they also then put the rest of their service areas in the different service area page. So that's actually really smart, and that's really good. The main thing that I want you to take away from this is that you want to think through, okay, well, what are the keywords? What are people searching for when they are looking for the service area of wherever I'm going to serve at? Maybe that's digitally, maybe it's physically that we serve them, but it doesn't matter. What are the things that they're looking for? Not only that, but are my service areas also on my website? Am I making sure that I'm linking to those on there? It doesn't matter if you put it in the navigation bar, if you put it in services, if you put it in under about, if you put it somewhere, you want to make sure that you link to that somewhere. So one of the ways that they do it is that here they got digital marketing services, right? So they're linking back to another page in order to show that, hey, we do this digital marketing service. And so then that would link, hey, if you're in this area, you can see that. So as you're searching for these services, as you're searching for that, you're going to see those sort of things show up. And that's how you can really make sure that your local search for your business is showing up. So I hope that this was helpful. And if you have any questions about it, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of local service area pages. So these were some local service area pages. I hope you enjoyed that. All right. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. And as we kind of think about that, you want to make sure that no matter how you set up your service area pages, whether you're putting that under services or whether you're putting that on the header, if you're putting it under about, wherever you're putting that, you want to make sure that you're linking to that. So like I said, you want to maybe link to that in the footer. That's also a great way to put it. How I believe it was the 20th century, they put all the different service areas. Well, if you can link to that, that's fantastic because then you'll show up for that in that area. And you want to make sure that your main service area page, the service areas page, right, that shows all the different areas, then links to the other service area page. And so again, if you can add local photos, local reviews, things that are specific to that area in that page, that's fantastic. That's great because you want to make sure that you're showing up for that. If you have any questions about this, drop a comment down below. Don't forget, you can also download my 5 essentials on my website, reanimationdesign.com. If you're interested in how you can do local service area pages for your business, don't forget to check out my website. Drop me a comment. I'd love to help you out with that. Just kind of chat with you. Hope you enjoyed it. Drop a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next week.